Major legal questions now surrounding the death of Michael Jackson. Some may be faced by the king of pop's cardiologist, Dr. Conrad Murray. His apparently one and only client was Michael Jackson, and detectives are very curious about prescription drugs that may have been used by the singer, which could have contributed to his death.
Yeah, there's also the issue of who will inherit Jackson's fortune and gain custody of his 3 children. Joining us now are celebrity attorney Kelly Saindon and defense attorney Ivan Gold. Kelly, let me ask you first, what do you think? Do you think Dr. Murray is looking at a world of trouble?
I definitely do. I think that he should have controlled Michael's prescription intake and also what access Jackson had.
Yeah, Ivan, look, under California law, reckless behavior resulting in death can be manslaughter, or an unlawful act like illegally dispensing drugs causing death can also be manslaughter. If this doctor was involved in supplying or injecting or otherwise providing what was essentially an overdose of drugs, is manslaughter a possibility here?
Possibility. It is a possibility. Involuntary manslaughter, reckless behavior, like you said. But look, we don't know enough. It is very, very difficult. That is an extremely difficult case to prosecute a doctor on that basis. The evidence has to be clear. I'm skeptical if this doctor will be charged. If the evidence is clear, if they can find the prescriptions, if they can corroborate what that doctor did, everyone will be covering up. Everyone will be running under a hole. I think, Greg, it's a very difficult case to prove.
Okay, let me ask you, Kelly, who's going to get custody of the kids? Michael's mom, Debbie Rowe, the woman who gave birth to them, or the nanny who's now apparently making a claim? And before you answer, I just want to let you know, on NBCConnecticut.com, a website, is actually reporting that someone, a reputed Miami mobster, is coming out laying claim to Jackson's son. His name is Al Malnick. He's a Miami restaurateur. He's a reputed mobster and a legendary loan shark, and he says that he is the father of Michael Jackson's youngest son, that little baby that was dangled over the balcony, is that video that we all remember so well. What do you think of that?
Well, I think that's crazy, because even if he was the sperm donor for the conception of that child, he would have signed away his parental rights to Michael Jackson in the event of being the donor. And I don't think there would be a upon the death of Michael clause that that mobster would then be allowed to have custody of the child. And as for where the children are going to go, it depends on if Michael had set up a guardianship in his probate documents and what should happen in the event of his demise. Absent that, it's going to go to the best interest of the children. So that should come down to whether or not the biological parents have been involved and what is in the best interest of the kids. For example, if Mrs. Jackson, Michael's mother, has been more involved in their upbringing than Debbie Rowe, and maybe Debbie doesn't want to be involved.
The nanny's
the nanny is the one who's been principally. But Ivan, wait a minute. The biological mother of the 2 oldest children, Debbie Rowe, the best I can figure out, never actually had her parental rights terminated. The case was settled. So doesn't she get preference under California law as the biological mother?
She absolutely does. But let me tell you something. I've spent some time with this family. I've been around this entire scene. There will be no problem with custody. There will not be a custody battle. This will get worked out. Those children will be taken care of. There was no problem there. If you're trying to leap to a custody battle, that's not going to happen. Debbie Rowe will get some custody. Michael Jackson's parents will get some custody. There's plenty of people to make sure these kids grow up just fine.
Yeah, but I mean, if California law gives custody to the biological mother, unless they can somehow, a judge can somehow prove that she is not fit to be a mother, it goes to her. I mean, what about this sharing custody business? She is the biological mother, and according to California law, she's not going to be splitting custody or isn't entitled to split custody with anybody.
That is not true. That is absolutely not true. The judge can make that decision. Parties can agree. They agree all the time. There doesn't have to be a custody fight. What makes you think that she's going to agree that she wants to share her children with the nanny? Because she actually could inherit a lot of money if she takes these kids, because child support will come out of his estate, and she then will get that money. So there's money. Why would she want to share it with the nanny? most custody situations are worked out. The judge works them out. They have mediations, they have meetings, they have conferences. This will not be an all-out battle for custody. Michael's parents are there, their relatives are there, she's there. Trust me, Greg.
Involved here, Debbie Rowe,
I
and the
disagree.
parents, the family.
Not
I
on
think
the
this is
custody
going to
of
be
the
a
children.
battle royale.
I think they'll
Not for the custody of the
I think
children.
they will
All right.
fight for the
You know
custody
why?
for the
Because
money.
Julie's
Money is
right.
one
At
issue.
the root of the
Custody is
custody
another.
of the children is money, the great American
That's right.
dollar, and that will dictate the conflict here. We got to go. Ivan Gold, Kelly Saindon, good to see you both. Thanks.